Bonjour tout le monde. Good morning. I hope you've all had a lovely holiday and you're all fully refreshed and ready for the term ahead. But because it is a new term, obviously we've got a new theme to think about. But just before we talk about what our new theme is going to be, let's just do that recall process. Let's just remind our brains of some of the things we've been thinking about across this year since we came back in September. So we started September with our initial theme for the year of TEAM. Remember that one? Together, everyone achieves more. And at that time we were thinking about how we were working together, how the whole is greater than the sum of its parts, how actually we can achieve more by working alongside people and being cooperative than we can just using our own skills. The skills of the entire team are greater than the skill of each individual person. So we thought about being a team and Team St. Peter's and how that would work. Then it was the run up to Christmas, so we thought about Advent and we recorded our Christmas carol services, which are still on the website if you want to look at them. And then after Christmas, when we came back, we just had the one day in school. Do you remember? The one day in January, and then we went into lockdown again. So this theme that I'm going to talk about now actually was delivered through lockdown. So I hope a lot of you can remember it, but it was whilst you were working at home. But it was, let your light shine so brightly that others can see their way out of the dark. And that was about being a fantastic role model, being the one that others look to copy off, because they think your behaviour is the best way to be. So you're shining so that other people will look to you to see you as the beacon of society, the one to look up to, the one to model themselves on and shine like a beacon. And then just before the holidays, our theme then was around learning from the past, living for today and hoping for the future. So looking at our life is in three parts: the past that we've already lived, the future which we are yet to live, and actually the importance of today and living our life well today. And that theme builds on to the theme that we're thinking about this term. So our new theme for this term is here. The most reliable way to predict the future is to create it. The most reliable way to predict your future is for you to create it. Not to let somebody else determine what your future is going to be. Not to let somebody else be the person who decides what your destiny is going to be. Not to let somebody else be the decider for you. But actually, you create the future that you want for yourself. You set your own goals. You think about the future that you desire. What do you want the future to be like? And set the wheels in motion, take the action, follow the path that actually will lead to that future happening for you. Don't leave it to luck. Don't leave it to somebody else to decide what your future is going to be. Don't copy the behaviour of somebody else and follow their footsteps. Follow your own path. Decide what your future is going to be. And you work to create it. And that's our theme for this term. The most reliable way to predict the future is to create it. And underneath here it talks about how as a church school we believe that actually the Lord will help us and will decide our steps and will guide the steps that we choose to take. We can plan for our future and we can work hard to achieve it. And we can trust that God will guide us on our path, opening certain doors, closing other doors, and will help us along the way. So, I'm going to read a story in a moment that will actually exemplify this theme for us around taking action today. Yes, the story talks about having goals and having dreams and thinking about the future and thinking about what kind of future the person wants for themselves. But it's the action today that will help them to create that future. So listen to the story and then we'll think at the end about what that story means and what the moral to the story is. Hannah lived many years ago in the country. She milked cows, raised chickens and hens, and dreamed. Oh, if only, wait until, that'll be the day. Such thoughts were often going around her head when she went about her jobs. Well, one of these jobs was taking a can of milk to the local market to sell. She always carried the can balanced on her head. This particular day, the can was very big and very full. Ah, Hannah thought as she walked along, I'm going to get quite a lot of money for this milk. And when I've got it, I'll go straight away and I'll buy some eggs. Pausing in her thoughts, she carefully climbed over a fence, holding the milk can very carefully on her head. Once she was on the other side, she set off again quickly, avoiding the big stones on the path, and her mind slipped off into its daydreams once again. Yes, I'll get some eggs, and then, along with the ones I've already got, that should give me about 200 or 300 chickens. And I'll wait until the market prices are at their highest for the chickens, and then I'll bring all of the chickens to the market. Now, let me see, 250 chickens, what a good price that's going to give me. At that moment, the farmer's dog came bounding up to Hannah, barking excitedly. She held onto the milk very firmly with one hand and shooed the dog away. Seeing that she wasn't interested in playing, the dog soon trotted off, leaving Hannah once again to carry on her journey and still thinking. Now, where was I? Oh yes, so I will sell the 250 chickens at the market for a very good price, and it will be more than enough for me to then buy a lovely new dress. By now, Hannah had fallen into step with quite a few other people who were also walking to the market. She smiled at them, but made no attempt to talk. She was far too busy with her thoughts. Oh, that will be a lovely new dress, she thought. Yes, it'll be blue to match my eyes. And it'll have a long, full skirt and puffy sleeves, and by the time I get it, the fair won't be too long away. And I'll wear it to the fair, and there'll be dancing, and everybody will come and look at me in my beautiful dress. I'll be waiting for somebody special to come along. So I'll just shake my head at them and say no thank you if anybody asks me to dance. But so wrapped up in her thoughts was Hannah that actually she did shake her head, and the milk can crashed to the ground, emptying its contents all over the stony path. Oh dear. So that put an end to her dreams, didn't it? Let's think about what that story actually means. What's the moral behind that story? Okay, so what is the moral behind that story? So let's think about our theme at the moment. Think about what we started off our assembly thinking about. So the best way to predict your future is to create it. So Hannah in the story was thinking about her future all the time. She had fantastic dreams. She knew what she wanted to do. She knew what she wanted to achieve. She had lots of thoughts going around her head, and that's fantastic. It's great to set your goals. It's great to think about the future. But her future wasn't able to come to reality because by being so busy thinking about her future, her actions today actually prevented that future from coming to fruition, because by thinking about it, she shook her head, the milk fell on the floor, and therefore the initial part of the chain of events, the milk, wasn't able to be taken to the market because she'd spilt it. And because she couldn't take the milk to market, she couldn't buy the eggs, and therefore the eggs couldn't hatch into chickens, and therefore she couldn't sell the chickens to buy the dress. So the chain of events couldn't happen. What she did today impacted on her future dreams. And that's the important part of the story. I want you all to set goals. I want you all to think about your future and determine what you want to be. And that's fantastic. I want you to think about, do you want to be a Prime Minister? Do you want to be a teacher? Do you want to be a police officer? Do you want to be a nurse? Do you want to be a doctor? Do you want to be a lawyer? Do you want to be a pharmacist? Do you want to go to university? You set all those goals. You think about all of those things for yourself. But don't just think about them. Don't just dream about them. Do something today that can actually impact on creating that future. The best way that you can predict what your future is going to be is by you creating it, doing something positive, doing something proactively to impact on your future. What you do today matters for tomorrow. So I want you to think about the story, and I want you to reflect upon that. I want you to think with your teacher and with your class, what are your goals? What do you hope to become? What are your aspirations? What do you want the future to look like? Don't expect the future to be created for you. Don't want to land in somebody else's future, a future that somebody else has predicted. The future that you want for yourself is the future that you need to create for yourself. So do something today that will actually make that future happen. Okay. So we're going to go into a song now, and it's a new song, a song we've not heard before, but it's a song that fits very nicely with our theme because it talks about God guiding our steps. It talks about God helping us to make the right choices today, so guiding our steps today so that our future does become the future that we want to create for ourselves. So there's lots of actions to the song, which hopefully over the term you'll be able to learn and actually act out. But just for now, listen to the song, join in as it gets catchier. You'll be able to get the rhythm and join in with the song, and hopefully over time we'll be singing more and more of it. After that, I want to give you some reflection time, just time to think, what do you want your goals to be? What do you want your future to be, and how are you going to make that future happen? What future do you want for the planet? What future do you want for your family? What future do you want for yourself? And what are you going to do to bring that future out of your dreams and into reality? So some reflection time, and then it's time to go into your lessons and enjoy the rest of your day. And always remember to learn, sparkle and shine. Have a fantastic week, everybody. Thank you.